There's probably some checklists that are like, oh, I gotta fill this out again. I want to give you a perfect example where that gets us into trouble, and that's why we're trying to revisit and reunite our love for checklists, if you will. I went to the DMV, and turns out I built the gentleman working, I built his dad a chopper a few years back. So we're always chatting, yeah, how's your dad, blah, blah, blah. So the whole time he's talking to me, and I happen to notice he's doing a checklist. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I love checklists. Like, that's, hey, did you ever read this book? You know, talking to him, and he isn't reading it, though. He's just checking it off. And we get done. And there's always been this annoying thing in Iowa to me, and I notice really weird things. I told you I'm very diagnostic. In Iowa, when you ever go get a license plate or a title transferred for anything, they have to handwrite your phone number on the top of the piece of paper. I don't know if anybody else has ever noticed that. There's no place on the form for your phone number. So the person taking your registration and title handwrites your number on the top. Every single time they do this, right? So as the guy is talking to me, because he knows me, and he's just whipping off the checklist, and I said, oh, that's a checklist, huh, for doing a title. He goes, yeah. And I said, well, if you skip any of those steps, is there a problem? Oh, yeah, you know, if you didn't do something, it might it might not get done, it might not log, it might not register, your renewal might not come up, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, did you read it? And he goes, I feel like it's not every day. Like, I got this thing blindfolded or whatnot. So I know he didn't write my number down, right? And I'm talking to him, and I get done, and I turn back after I have everything. I'm like, hey, you want my phone number? And he goes, oh! Now, I know that wouldn't have hurt my license plate or anything else. But the point was, and he's laughing. He's like, oh, you know what, good reminder. And he literally grabbed the checklist right in front of me and went, you need to do this once in a while. We need to also not take checklists and fill them out because we have to fill them out. The checklist is to save time, money, lives, safety. I mean, that's what they're for. So we really want to think about that, and that's what we're going to re-identify. If you like what you see here, would you please share it? I'd love you to keep my platform going here on technical education and the ways to be great in your craftsmanship. So keep on wrenching, and we'll see you again in the future. Thanks for being a subscriber and follower of the channel.